Whoops, sorry. Kate to unleash ultimate swipe against Meghan on podcast row made her cry at once. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has found success with her Spotify podcast Archetypes. The first of several episodes raked in a good number of listeners. The success of Archetypes has led to Meghan finding herself nominated for a People's Choice Award for Best Pop Podcast of 2022. Meghan Markle has hosted a ton of celebrity guests on her critically acclaimed podcast Archetypes, but apparently there's one person still on the wish list, Kate Middleton. Duchess Meghan asked Duchess Kate if she'd like to appear on a podcast during a recent trip to the United Kingdom. In Meghan's eyes, this is because she based it along the idea of two duchesses, as they then were at that point, and of course talking about how difficult it is to run a family, work life and work balance. However, Kate will not make a surprise appearance on Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast, as the two women's relations are still bruised. Since the Duchess dropped bombshells in an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan and Kate haven't seen eye to eye. Because of their differences, a Kate appearance on the podcast remains almost impossible. When asked if he thinks Kate will feature in Meghan Markle's podcast, royal correspondent Richard Palmer told, "I don't think so. I don't get the impression that there is much of a relationship there between them at the moment. Maybe that will change over time, but I think the signs are the relations are still pretty strained." Apparently, Meghan felt she and Kate were progressing in their relationship at the time of the offer, and while she and the Spotify team have yet to hear back, there's speculations that maybe Catherine could even fit it in when she returns over to the United States later this month. I mean, the idea of Meghan and Kate doing a podcast episode together sounds amazing, but kinda too good to be true. I think William and Kate and other members of the royal family had quite a lot of sympathy with Harry and Meghan, with some of their frustrations when they were working members of the family, Mr. Palmer said. I don't think that was a case that they were completely uncaring about their concerns, not at all, far from it. It was just they didn't agree with their approach, which was essentially to quit Britain, break the deal between the British people and members of the royal family in terms of what information was shared, things like children at the christening, and of course declare the war on the British media. Prince Harry's highly anticipated memoir, billed as a book of raw, unflinching honesty, will be published in the new year. Harry's book is called Spare, a reference to the phrase "the heir in the spare," and will be released globally on January the 10th. But royal editor Rebecca English claimed ghostwriter John Joseph Moringer pushed back against Harry's request for changes to the book. It was expected to hit bookshelves this autumn, but there has been speculation that the date was pushed back as a mark of respect following the death of the Queen, and it's rumoured to make changes to the publication and remove potentially damaging material. But Buckingham Palace is still likely to be steeling itself for revelations that could be detrimental to the monarchy and the Duke's father Charles, now king, and in the early stages of his reign. The royal family could be faced with damaging newspaper headlines if Harry chooses to delve into the most controversial elements of royal life from the past decades. He could reveal which member of the monarchy he claims made a racist comment about the potential skin colour of his then unborn son Archie, or shine a light on his strained relationship with his father and troubled times with his brother William, the Prince of Wales.